Hi everybody, I was going to shoot this little film last night, but my housemate decided to clean the shower, which is on the other side of this wall. And it was a bit noisy, so it's okay, God bless him. It needed to be done. Um, so a lot of things I've been noticing in my journey here for spirituality, and the one thing is I've been talked to a couple times at the place I work at that during the day that I can get a little short with people, and sometimes the engineers complain. They're like, I usually film here because when I stand in front of that lavender color wall, I turn a strange color yellow. Though if I put on a top that color, it looks great on me, so I don't understand. It must be the light in this room. Um, anyway, so working from home, I have a little more leeway. As long as I get my 40 hours in, that's great. But I found a book called The 5 Languages of Appreciation in the Workplace, and I've started reading that. Maybe I should put this on the stand. So bear with me here. Maybe not. There we go. I have to be careful because I always turn the power button off when I do this. Okay, there we go. Anyway, same my arms. My arms are not strong. I gotta get back into working. Yeah, I'm in my pajamas. I was up until after midnight last night doing laundry because we're supposed to get 3 inches of rain today. So it's like, well, I know my brother worked very hard on cleaning out and waterproofing the basement as much as he could. And it's been doing really well, but 3 inches in one day is a lot of water. And for those of you who live in places that don't get that kind of weather, it's not that uncommon here in Wisconsin in spring and fall to have like an inch, 2, 3 inches of rain a day. So it's going to be a kind of a whatever day. So I'm still in my pajamas. Just had brunch, really nice big brunch. So I don't have to worry about lunch later on. What was this saying? I got that book. Found that book that I had bought. Somebody had told me about it before when I first started career coaching. And she's like, "Oh, it must have been my business coach." Yeah, she's career coach. That I should get this so I can help people understand this more. Something that would be good for me. I never read it. So I'm reading it now, and actually my supervisor was like, "Oh wow, that's really cool." It's like, okay. And right after I found that on a book I was reading that a friend of mine wrote about wellness, she mentions another book called Confronting Without Offending. So I ordered it, and it's kind of funny because it's an older book. I think it was written in 2009, 2011, something like that, but they still had it in stock on Amazon, so I got it right away. Started to look into it, and it's kind of like this other book. This book is written for, the first book is written for business managers. The second one is written from scriptural references. It's I think they're relationship coaches. I'm not quite sure exactly what they are, but I think that's what the couple is. Well, the wife is, the couple is, I think it's written by the wife or the husband, whatever. Anyway, so I started reading that, and it's like lots of scripture in there. And I was like, wow, this is really cool because I've started this path to regain my spirituality, to build it up, and all these little things are falling into place for me. And I know the law of attraction people. I use the quotes because it's not a law, it's a concept. That's all it is. Gravity is a law. Balance is a law. Attraction, in the sense of magnetism, physical magnetism, yeah, there's a law that way, but the law of attraction, or what they call the law of attraction, is just a concept. It's just the way you see things. And everybody sees things a little differently. So anyway, I just thought this is really cool. And I'm so happy that I realized this last night because I've been feeling kind of out of it. Like I said earlier, that in that earlier video, that I had a bit of a mental spiritual meltdown because I really don't like my day job anymore. And I'm working with people who are in the same kind of situation. Only at my age, job hunting is job hopping is kind of a hard thing to do. A lot of companies still don't want to employ people who are close to retirement age, even though it helps with their insurance. Because once I'm not on Medicare yet, but once the person's on Medicare, they're not on the company's insurance anymore, so that helps them out. But there are more companies that are. Um, I said in a meeting, one of the HR people were there. I said, "Oh yeah, older workers," and she says, "No, we like to hire experienced workers, mature experienced workers." It's like, okay, sorry. But no, things are starting to fall in place. And after I had this meltdown, I felt disconnected again. But I continued praying. I continue actually up the prayer, I think. And I doing my best to up my gratitude even higher levels. I bought 2 beautiful little plants for this office yesterday, and I'm so grateful for them because they're really pretty and they're really nice and they're real. They don't actually look like they're real, but they are, and so they're sucking in my the what is it, CO2 gas out of that I'm breathing out, and they're releasing oxygen for me to breathe in, which this one really needs because winters are hard here, so everything's closed off and you don't get as much oxygen as you probably should. At least that's my theory. That's my belief. So I mean, the house isn't totally sealed. I mean, there's a little air coming through the windows, but no, that's my journey right now. Is these little tiny miracles. I'm so grateful for these little tiny miracles that are popping up at least once a day, maybe more than maybe I'm not even recognizing all of them, but I am seeing and feeling so many of them, and I am so grateful for that because that means that God hasn't cut me off. It's my own perception of myself that's cutting me off from spirit. So, oh, I heard this really nice little quote. I think it's a quote. Anyways, watching a video, spiritual video on YouTube the other day, and the person who has the channel, she's like, I think this is how it goes. It's either the Bible keeps you from evil or evil keeps you from the Bible. And it does, like, boom. It's like, yeah, I've kept myself from the Bible from arrogance and fear. So now I'm back into the Bible. That's why I'm doing these videos on the book of the Bible, because I'm hoping that when people watch it, they'll be like, yeah, let me take a look at this. Let me take a look at these books and see what these are about. So the people start reading, the Bible. And I'm starting with the Old Testament because the Old Testament has been around for over 3,000 years. And it's very relevant. I heard the other day that the Messiah, Jesus Christ, who we call Jesus Christ, there's like over 100 mentions of him in the Old Testament, long before he was ever born. We were being built up to know him and to welcome him into our hearts. So I am a Christian, but I do have a lot of respect for the Israelites and the Jewish teachings, because those books are very old and they go way back before the Jews. So in case you're wondering what that means, is that the Jews, the modern day Jews, are the children of Judah, and then there's there's the children of Levi who are also in with the Jews, and then there's a portion of the children of Benjamin who are also in with the Jewish group. And Judah, Levi, and Benjamin are all children of Israel, whose real name was Jacob. So Jacob was, well, you can look up Jacob for yourself, but his teachings and stuff came through from Moses. and those came through from God. But also before Moses was born, there was a lot of stuff. So the books in the Old Testament are actually from before the Jews. At least, well, maybe not all of them, but a lot of it is from before the Jews. So don't think of it as the Jewish Bible. It is the Jewish Bible, but don't think of it. It started with the Jews because it started before the Jews. God has been giving us instructions and prophecies, and all that sort of stuff long before the Jewish faith came into being, which is long before the Christian faith came into being. So, which is before the Islam faith came into being. So, it's been around a long time. So, these Old Testament books have a lot of knowledge and instructions and stuff to prepare us to the life in God's way, and to prepare us for when Christ came and the Messiah came, so that we could continue to grow and evolve. And when Christ said, I didn't come to destroy the law, I came to add to the law. And the only thing he stopped was an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. He said, no more. Love thy neighbor as thyself. So, anyway, you really should take a look at the Old Testament as well as the New Testament. I'm delving through the Old Testament first, then going to the New Testament, and this has gone over 10 minutes. So I'm going to stop here now, and have a great Sunday. It's pouring rain here. It's just really, oh boy.